Shalom. All praise, honor, and glory goes to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honor to the elders that rule well, which are the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, the men that taught me this truth. And as always, peace and mercy to the hopeful elect in Yahushai, who these videos are for, all right? I'm the brother Yawanathan, back with another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Lord willing, is edifying. And this is what a 9.1% inflation rate in America looks like. All right, bread for $10 is the new $5 gas as demand wanes for basics. All right, so here in the year 2022, where Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is turning things up, you know, you got breadflation. And this is white bread. White bread prices in the U.S. hit a record in June. All right, here you have a little chart, you know, going all the way back to 2014, it looks like, leading all the way up to 2022. And you can see when the scamdemic began, you know, that instantly started bringing up the prices of these goods, showing you that this is all by design. You know, this is a manufactured famine that we about to have to go through, you know, because the so-called white man, he's the devil that the Bible speaks of. We keep telling you the Edomites are Satan and the devil and the wicked that the Bible speaks of. You know, and they're doing this all really to starve you people out so they can bring in their agenda, you know, but really a lot of you people are just going to die, man. That's what's written in the scriptures. A lot of people are going to die from famine. Let me grab that real quick in the Apocrypha, 2nd Esdras, chapter 16, verse 22. All of this is good, man, but I just want to get straight to the point for the sake of time. 2nd Esdras 16 and 22. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine. All right, you got to remember that the scriptures, it gives you a clear picture, but you got to extrapolate and you have to use your imagination. You know, the famine is not just going to fall out of the sky one day. When the Lord said that famine is going to take hold of this earth, it's not just going to all of a sudden just happen. It's a buildup, man. It's gradual. That's how things work, man. The Lord operates through gradualism. All right, when bringing forth these prophecies, he said that the vision was for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. That tarrying is not really tarry, you know, because it said a little while, and he that will tarry will not tarry, or he that tarry will not tarry, roughly paraphrasing the Hebrews, talking about Yahweh's return, right? But you got to understand that all these things are a buildup, man. The tarrying is not tarrying, is really just the process of time that the prophecy takes to actually come to pass. So right now we're seeing the making of this famine that's going to kill a lot of these people on the earth. As it just said, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. So the Lord is bringing great plague upon this earth, man. All right, when you read 2nd Esdras 15, you can start at 18. It goes right into that, man. Famine and great death, you know, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings. What's going to be sorrow and great mourning when people can't eat, when people are starving to death? And it may not be because there's no food. That's what you got to understand as well, that a famine doesn't mean that there's no food and water. It means that you don't have access to said food and water. So there could be plenty of food and water, but you can't get to it. Because you have countries right now that are in a famine, but how comes in America these people are so fat and overweight and throwing out food still? You see? But them people in other parts of the world, in parts of Africa, whatever, wherever in South America, they going through famine. So that shows you that it doesn't mean necessarily that there's no food and water. It just means you can't get it. And why might not you be able to get it? Because you can't afford it. You know, like that woman that was crying on that TikTok video, which nobody give a fuck about your tears, bitch. But she was crying about, complaining how she has to make a decision whether she wants to spend her check on food or gas to get to work, to make more money. So that's what you call a trick bag, man. You people are in a trick bag and you can't even see it. The Lord is the one bringing this upon you ultimately, because Psalm 17:13 tells you that the wicked is the Lord's sword. And, you know, he's the one that's bringing the famine upon you people. Ultimately, they'll do what? Starve you out, push your back against the wall, and then introduce that MOTB, man. That's what this whole thing is really all leading up to. All roads lead to the MOTB, the prophecy of Revelation 13, verse 16 through 18. All right, that chip, that microchip, and that's also what's known as the hour of temptation, when they actually bring that thing forth and mandate it by law, you know, to that you have to take it, or else you won't be able to buy or sell. Which means what? You won't even be able to afford the expensive ass bread, man. The $10 fucking pack of bread. And this is nothing new. You know, history is repeating itself, man. This has happened before, but this time is going to be worse than ever. This is what 9.1% inflation looks like in America. What happens when we hit hyperinflation, man? Right now we in a stage of inflation, or even you could say stagflation. And there's another term that you can use for it, because you have the low employment rates right now. So everything is all jacked up, man. This country is going down. This kingdom of America, Babylon the Great, is going down, man. And the Lord is plaguing this place, whether it be by design or whether it be, you know, organic, because certain things is going to happen organically in the coming days, man. You better believe that. The so-called white man is not God, man. He's not a God. He's a man, and he's a wicked. He's the one that the Lord is controlling to do these, you know, to bring these evil times, to bring the time of Jacob's trouble. But the Lord is ultimately in control, man. You know, but that I don't really have to read much on this article. You know, it just says amid the highest U.S. inflation in 4 decades, bread prices have soared this year, pushing more premium options to an unheard of $10 a loaf and beyond. So even more expensive than that. It's kind of like a punch in the nose. Yeah, it's going to be a lot worse than a punch in the nose, man. You know, these are prices nobody has seen before and have the same impact as gasoline hitting $5 a gallon, he said. Yeah, because these are essentials, man. This is essential to life, bread and water, man. And the scriptures tell you about that. Well, we don't live by bread alone. We live by the word of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and that is our bread. That's spiritual bread, man. That's what's going to hold us down during these times if we don't happen to have food, you know, immediately. Because you got to remember that a lot of the ways of these people is that instant gratification, but the Lord don't deal like that, man. He said we're going to eat, but what if we do have to go a day or two without food? That's all right, man. You know, we about to keep the Day of Atonement coming soon in the month of September. So that's not a big deal. We fast for 24 hours, fast for 2 days. Some brothers may fast for 3 days, man. It's not a super big deal, man. That's called integrity. That's called faith and being faithful, being loyal to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Not making haste when thou art changed to a lower state. You know, cleaving on to him even more. What you think if we don't got food, what you think we're going to be doing? Praying to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. What you think these people are going to be doing? Eating each other and getting ready to kill each other, man. 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. That's what they getting ready to do. These people are ready to snap, man, at any moment. I don't trust nobody. I've been steering clear of people more and more as these days, you know, come, as these evil days come. 9 and 9. I've been keeping my fucking distance from these people. Even certain family, you know, people that was so-called cool with me. I've been cutting it short, man. You know, I don't really want people around me right now, because when you look at these people, you can see the demons on them, man. You can see the demons just oozing out of them and how they just ready to just, you know, make a move or snap or whatever, man. All right, so this is Ezekiel 4, verse 16. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem. And what's the staff? The staff is basically the power supply, or the supply. You know, the staff is like what a man would use to hold himself up, man, the strength of it. You know, so the Lord is breaking that. And what is that? The food supply chain, man. Breaking down the food processing plants, breaking down the infrastructure of how the food gets transported from one place to the other, because, you know, diesel fuel and diesel gas is insane prices right now, which is also bringing up the prices of food. The Lord is doing this, man. This is all strategically done. You got the goods that are bottlenecked, the ships on the west coast of America. You know, they still there. They haven't been able to drop off them goods, man. So the Lord is breaking the whole system down. You know, the whole system of how we eat and how we get food into our supermarkets to eat. That system is crumbling right now. All right. And that's what the Lord said he would do. And meaning in Jerusalem, meaning amongst you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, because the majority, you don't know how to hunt. You don't know how to eat, you know, get your own food and self-sustain yourself. Really, none of us do, man, because we under the curses. The so-called white man is a famine. He'll go into the wilderness and hunt deers down, man, and go fishing and shit like that. But how many of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you Israelites, how many of you are into that type of stuff? How many of you could fend for yourself If you go to the supermarket and you go to the meat section and there's no meat, you go to the produce section, there's no greens, there's no vegetables. How many of you, what are you gonna do, man? That's the big question. What are you gonna do, man? Because we're gonna pray to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. We're gonna have faith, Lord willing. All right, this prophecy is going to come upon the 2/3 of Israel, but it's happening in Jerusalem, meaning the people, not the place, not the land itself, but the people of Jerusalem, which we are included in that. But the Lord once again said in Isaiah 65 verse 13 that his servants shall eat. So this is why we're doing what we're doing, pushing forth these videos and reporting on these news, updates and things like that. That's why we're doing what we're doing, because we want that protection from the Lord, man. We want the Lord to feed us during these days that he said he's going to bring. It says, and they shall eat bread by weight. See, so you're going to have to be very careful. That's called rationing. This is the ration precept. This is the ration precept. This shows you that people are going to have to ration their eating and their spending more amongst their families, man. And that's going to bring sorrow to families, because some families will not have, most families will not have enough to feed their children, to feed themselves and feed their children. They're going to have to eat it by weight and with care, meaning you have to be very careful. You got a limited supply, man, and you got to make it stretch, because you don't know when the next time you're going to get some food. You faithless, worthless people, man. You faithless, worthless Israelites. You 2/3, man. The Lord is going to destroy you, man. He's going to fucking starve you out, man. And they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment. So they're going to be astonished, like, whoa, we don't even have water, man. We got one bottle and it's fucking 10 of us. What are we going to do? Man, you could just imagine there's going to be people raiding. They may try to raid us, man. We're going to put you people to death, man. Don't come near us, man. We're not feeding you. Don't come to our cribs, man. Don't come anywhere near us. I'm just saying that now. I always meditate on that. You don't come near us, man. It says that they may want bread and water and be astonied one with another and consume away for their iniquity. So they're going to be astonied, meaning what? Astonished, man. They're going to be bugged out. That's a person that's basically, their mental wits is failing them. They can't perceive what the hell is going on. They don't know what's happening. They don't know why this is happening to them. And they're going to consume away. When you deal with that word consume away or consume, makwak, I believe, quack, I believe that's how you say it. It says to decay, pine away, rot, fester, to molder away, to pine away. And then that links up with what? Lamentations 4:9. It tells you that these stricken, for once of the fruits of the field, they pine away, man. Talking about those that die from famine. It said those that die from famine are worse than them that die by the sword. You see, so it's going to be a terrible time, man, because a lot of you are going to die by famine. It said those that escape the famine, as the precept that I opened up with, then they're going to die by the sword anyways, man. So you can't escape it. The only way you could escape this day is if the Lord is dealing with you, and ultimately the Lord is only dealing with the elect of Israel. So that's the only chance that we got, man, is that we're the elect. That's why we call ourselves the hopeful elect, because we hope we are, and we're prisoners of hope. We're in prison and bound to that hope, man. That's all we got. That's the only way we can survive this, man. So call haloyim la Yahweh Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakak Kodash. Hope and pray this lesson was edifying to the elect. You sincere Akim wa Akwaf. And I'll see you in the next lesson. Shalom.